Welcome to the premiere episode of Secrets of Stand-Up. On this channel, I intend to...
Nobody cares. Let's get to the point.
If I'm going to get to the point, I will. Bill Burr, his advice was all about commitment. How much are you willing to give? How committed are you to this? How much do you bench? I'm Rich Williams. I'm going to teach you everything I know about stand-up comedy. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, who are you? You're not famous. I've never heard of you. I went on YouTube and I found a black fella named Rich Williams, and he's funny, but
You talk about black people.
we'll get to who I am. I'll do another episode with all my credits and all that, but it sounds like bragging, and I don't want to kick things off by talking about what I've done, all right? This is just to give me credibility so you'll watch and you'll actually take something from what I'm saying. This is who I am.
Valley.
I like it.
Nice
We got
cool
the
night.
breeze coming in through the Cahuenga Pass.
It's great to see you, and it's great to see the damage you've done. Even going back to the Best Damn Sports Show, when I would sit there with Rich Williams and
Yeah.
I was in Joey Diaz's wedding. Now he doesn't return my messages. Anyways, let's get to the advice that Bill Burr gave to me.
Transition. Transition.
Welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up Comedy. I'm Richard Francis Williams. I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up and show you what it's like to start from scratch with a bunch of knowledge, go back into the open mics so you can be a better comedian. Not as a teacher or the comedy chiropractor or anything like that. Just another comic hanging out with you in the green room or at the bar, telling you the little bit that I know. That was the intro to the very first video. It premiered on September 19th of 2023, and I'm making this video on January 19th, 2024. So in 4 months, I was able to make 100 videos on stand-up comedy, trying to convey to you the wisdom that I got along the way, the advice that I got from other comics. And this was my message, that first video. You have to go for it. Yeah, it's not hard work. It's not hard. It's wild looking back at that, because I've made a video every day for the last 84 days. And I had a lot of stuff happen from September 19th until now. And I want to play you one more clip so that you'll have a better understanding of my message in this episode, which is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up in your career or your love of stand-up. If you need to take a break to sort things out, do that. But just keep moving forward. Let's take a look.
Dénouement. Dénouement.
God, what a fun Friday night I had just doing this. Even if none of you, if nobody watches this, it's all right. Because I did it, and I've been putting this off for a long time, trying to get it perfect because I want to be seen a certain way, and then you realize, like, first of all, nobody cares. Second of all, they're looking at it from a different perspective than you are. Even your friends, if they do watch it, they know who you are, so they're going to know if you're faking it and trying to be cool. Even your acquaintances, and they just want you to be happy. And most people aren't going to watch this anyways. They don't have the time, or they're busy with their own things, or they're working on their own stuff, or they like you, but they don't like comedy. All right, they don't want to get into watching a whole video about that. But yeah, thank you whoever did watch, and I'm going to keep making these. See ya. Bye.
Yes! Positive energy, feeling good.
So what has happened during this process? Well, prior to this, I have been disabled the last 11 years. I don't even like using that term. I have this weird balance disorder called disembarkment syndrome or maldebarkment. I got it either from quitting my depression medication cold turkey, which you should never, ever do, or I got it from the flu, and it wiped out all the balance cells in my left ear. So I feel like I'm on a boat 24/7. And after a little while, I saw 30 doctors. I didn't know what I had. They were telling me it was all in my head, that I was going crazy, and I felt like I was. And I remember after the 29th doctor, I read up on the UCLA program. They were doing a research and development study on this particular issue. It's very rare. They don't really study inner ear and balance. I said, I'm going to go one more time, and then this will be it. I'm not going to let this define me. And it worked to some degree. I finally got a diagnosis. So that helped me not feel like I was nuts anymore. But I left Hollywood, and I decided to move back to my hometown. And so for the last 11 years, I got back into comedy. I took a break, then got really serious with it. I was headlining in 3 different states around here. Went through some heartaches, bad breakups. And then I had a heart attack and needed a triple bypass. And that was in 2021, shortly after I turned 50. 2 of my other dogs that I dearly loved had passed away. My dog Hogan, and then the next month my dog Richie, both of cancer. I'm not trying to give you a sob story. I'm trying to bring you up to date. While all this stuff was happening, and I recovered from the triple bypass that I needed, but I was just like stuck. We were dealing with a pandemic. I thought, who would want to date me with all these medical issues? I met somebody for a brief time. We're still friends. We're better friends than we were anything else, and I know I can call her right now. She'll call me tomorrow. She might even call me at midnight tonight and wish me a happy birthday. I'm filming this the night before. But when I started making these videos, I put it off for so long, and the depression medication I was on was really, really bad for me because I was on too high a dose, and I was just tapering off that. And I started feeling reinvigorated. I knew I had to get something done. And I thought, what better than to help fellow comics? And that's why in the beginning when I was making these, I didn't want to talk about my credits because I didn't want it to be me, and I'm so important. And that's why I realized after a while that you would need to see some evidence or proof from me that I'm legit, that I'm not a scam artist. That's why I would hammer home, hey, I'm not selling you anything. I hope you'll find this channel again. I didn't ask people to subscribe. And so I started making these. And then September 25th, I went to urgent care because I thought something was seriously wrong with my heart again. I thought this could be it. I don't know if I'll survive another surgery. And even if I do, what kind of life is that? So I took a couple days off, and then you know what I did? I made another video. And then I went through some real challenging personal issues. Some things from my past kind of came up. And I'm not going to go into that, but it was one of the most trying times of my life. And you know what I did? I made another video. And then another one. And then I said, I really have to get my act together. I'm going to do this every single day. And since then, my van's broken down. Here's an interesting thing. The day that my first video came out, I went to go celebrate by myself at Starbucks in the morning, because I used to release these when I would be finished with them. And that one I think was like 4:30 in the morning. And then somebody in the Discord said, you should time these. You should have them at a regular time so people could look forward to it. Thank you, IsCat. I think that's how you pronounce it, his username. And I took the advice. And I went to Starbucks, and I get a check once a month. And some months have 5 weeks in it as opposed to 4, because it's my Social Security I'm getting early because of my disability. I didn't have enough money for a coffee that day. How crazy is that? And they would have given it to me for free. I know all the people there, but I was like, man, I got to pull myself out of this. Something is not right with my life. And I found a gift card that I had in the past. But, man, to ask somebody else for help, that was not an option for me. I never, ever liked doing that, ever. There was a guy in my fraternity. I'm not going to say his name because I know he doesn't want credit, but some years ago, he just reached out to me out of the blue. And he saw something on Facebook, and I don't vague post on Facebook where, you know, you kind of say something hoping people ask, are you okay? I don't like doing that. I don't view it as my diary. But for some reason, he called me, and I hadn't talked to him in a few years. He said, you all right? I'm like, well, why? He said, I can tell. And he lent me money. This is in 2019. And so I'm slowly paying him back. And it restored, that didn't restore my faith. It was shockingly kind. And so I've been digging myself out of holes for a long time. And it's been humbling for me. Because I went from writing on television shows, appearing on television shows. I was on TV over 100 times. I was always doing sketches or characters. Once in a while I was myself, but I didn't even consider it a big deal. I was living my dream, but it's humbling when all that goes away because of your health. But I never gave up. I felt like I was close to it this past summer. I felt like I was just going to survive as long as I could. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. But this gave me a purpose. Stand-up has always given me a purpose. I also have Willie and Bingo. I'm not suggesting that I was going to do something, you know, a temporary decision that's a permanent problem or something, whatever they call that. I'm not going to use the words, but I wasn't at that point. Oh, Willie's showing up here. You'll see Willie and Bingo in the end. But I had given up on a lot of other things in my life. And making these videos has brought me out of it. Getting off of that medication has brought me out of it. It's something I've always thought, helping other people for me is the best medicine. Because what it does is it takes me out of my own little head, my own problems. And I can feel good about myself because I helped ease somebody else's suffering. I made their life a little bit better. And that's what happened. And the other thing is, as I've done this my whole life, I'm always the person that people call for advice. Sometimes I give advice when it's not asked for, and I've learned not to do that. But Generally speaking, people run things by me. And the other thing I get from it is problems are similar regardless of what they're about. So when I'm telling them what I think they should do, I'm like, I should do that too. This is advice I should be taking. Doing these videos has brought me back. I'm excited. I'm nervous to go back into stand-up comedy. And it's good every once in a while, for me personally, to take a break from things. But the break was way too long for stand-up and for my career. Even though I had finally gotten an answer on my health, I was letting that dictate too much what I thought was possible for myself and my life. And so now I have dreams again. I have one of the things that was missing most from my life, which was hope. That's a hard thing to lose. When things seem so bleak and so dark that you'd rather just crawl into bed and sleep until it's the next time to go check Twitter or the news or go get a coffee. I want to say thank you. Every time there's a comment, I love seeing it. I love responding to it. I love watching the number of subscribers grow. One of the things that helped me so much was the period where I was talking to comics on the phone and going through their sets at no charge. I didn't feel it was right to do that, to charge people money. I don't like the idea of taking money from comics. But I got to know comedians again. It felt like I was sitting at the bar at the Improv. And just hearing the stories and getting involved again and joining the Discord. Same feeling. It's been amazing for me. And I said previously I wasn't going to have a big celebration for my birthday. I mean, I'm 53 years old and I'm a guy. It's a little bit much if I have a hat on and balloons. All right, Willie, 5 more minutes, then we're going to get to your part of the video, you and Bingo. It's coming. But I realized that I wanted to talk about this process because the message is don't give up. Don't ever give up. There's always hope. You have a bad set, go do another set. You get turned down at a club, go home and write, get better. Try another club. Make another TikTok. Whatever it is you're doing to advance your career. Reframe it for yourself. They're not dead ends, they're obstacles. It wasn't too long ago in our country that we really respected and celebrated people overcoming their obstacles. Not talking about how they're victims of circumstance. That's why I don't like to get too personal. I'm going to get personal in this next phase of these videos because I want to show you kind of the baseline of where I'm at and where I get to, which I have very high hopes for. And I'll go into that in the next video. I have to do some planning. I have to do goal writing exercises. I want to hypnotize myself, all of that. But it's easy to get down on yourself, to get down on life, on circumstances, on your financial situation, your health, whatever it is. But man, 4 months, a lot of things can happen. I quit smoking. I know, it's crazy. I was smoking after having a triple bypass. But that's how unseriously I was taking it. the whole health issue. I was like, well, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I should at least be allowed to smoke. It's insane. So yeah, I quit during this process, January 12th, because I had a different health scare close to that time, which isn't that long ago, because my cholesterol was 4 times what it should be. And my cardiologist called me at 8 o'clock at night, and he's like, hey, yeah, we got your blood test back, and your cholesterol is 4 times what it should be, so I'm going to prescribe this medication. And I was like, what? What? First of all, getting a call at 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday from your cardiologist, it's never good news. It's never, hey, I just want to let you know you're doing a great job. Just want to take some time out of my evening and congratulate you. But yeah, I completely changed my diet. I'm cooking now. I haven't cooked in the entirety of my life. I didn't know how to cook. I could make eggs, I could make cereal, but I started cooking. And then I was cooking too many steaks and eggs, and because that was easy for me. And I thought, well, I'll do the keto diet and I'll lose some of this excess weight. And yeah, there's a lot of cholesterol in that. And I'm not a dietitian. Don't take any of my advice, but I had to switch all of that stuff up. And then I quit smoking. And I'm figuring out the van situation. And I mean, look at my expression right now. I'm thrilled. And I'm going to figure out a way to keep doing these videos. As I said, it may be challenging to do one every day because of the editing, but I'll figure it out. I always do. I didn't let all those other obstacles get in the way of making these videos. And some of them were really, really challenging for me. But as I said in one of the videos where I was talking about my credits finally and about my life, I told you, if I can do it, you can too. If I can make it, a poor kid who was orphaned and shuffled around from family member to family member in upstate New York, if I can do it, you can. You totally can. It's not that hard. Think about some of the comics who are super famous that you don't like, who you think are horrible. If they can make it, you can too. That's the lesson to get from those comics that you don't like. The lesson isn't to bitch and moan about them. It's to inspire you. Holy cow. If they're getting a special with that act, what's holding me back? How do I do it? It's all about your mindset. It's literally the most important thing in your life. I firmly believe that because it affects every aspect of your life. And I've gotten my mindset right. It's only up from here. All right. I made a silly little part with Willie and Bingo so you can see them here at the end. I hope you enjoy it. And really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for helping me with this. I love you. Oh, that was weird. No, I don't love you. I don't know you. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I do on dates. I say it in the first date. Like, hey, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow. I might take the day off. Who knows? I earned it.
Oh, come. Get over here, you crazy girl. Bingolina. Bingo. What are you doing? Who's this over here? Willie, say hi. Say hi, Willie. Say hi, Willie. Willie, what are you doing? There's Bingo. Oh, she's being crazies. What are you doing, Bings? Oh, run away. And where are you going, mister? That was Buzzy's ramp from when Buzzy was with us, right? Yeah. You good boy? You crazies? Are you crazy boys? Want cookies? We gotta clean up this house, huh? We gotta clean it up, mister? It's too cold for you. You won't wear a jacket either. Alright, get in that house. We get cookies. Come on. Bingo, you want Chewies? There she goes.